Okay, so welcome back, guys, to our live trading session. Hope everybody's doing great. Let's tap on our screen. Let's get the likes up. Double tap. Let's get the likes up, guys. Let's get the likes to so it's 12 of us right now. So let's get the likes to 12. Hit the thumbs up. If you're just joining the live, welcome. Great to have you here. Hope you guys are doing great. So I'm back here live to analyze, trade, and learn with you guys. We're just getting starting a little bit late, but as long as the market is still open, we still have the chance to trade and look for trades, setups, learn about trading and all that. So let's get the likes up, guys. Welcome. If this is your first time joining, make sure to subscribe. If you're not yet subscribed, okay, I'll be right back. Okay, so guys, welcome back to another live. So, yes, get the likes up, guys. Just hit the thumbs up, okay? Hit the thumbs up. That's how you like. I cannot see with the thumbs up. I'm using my cell phone. Okay. If you cannot see it, then just make sure before you exit out of the live, just you can like the video the same way you like YouTube videos and stuff like that. Okay, so I hope you guys can hear me loud and clear, and I hope you can see my screen as well. Okay, so let's get started with the analysis. All right, so welcome, guys. I see everybody here. Hello, SMN family. Hey, August. Hey, Anita. Innocent. Hello. And hello to everyone. Okay, so let's get started. We're going to start off by analyzing gold as always. Let's see what's happening here. Gold has been dropping since yesterday. So let's see and try to understand what is happening. Okay, because I definitely didn't expect gold to drop this much. From our analysis yesterday, I was expecting the price to continue pushing up, but unfortunately that didn't happen. I mean, it did push up a little bit at the levels that we analyze, the levels that I told you guys to look for potential buying opportunities. When gold tapped into those areas, it did react, right? We did see like a bounce back up, but then later on, the price ended up coming back. Oops. The price ended up coming back and then broke below those support. So now it has been dropping down more and more. So let's analyze it and try to see what's happening. So I'm going to start off by looking at the daily time frame, and then we'll start going down to lower time frames. Okay, so number one, let me just mark the important levels. Okay, so on this daily time frame, we can see that it is in an uptrend. That's pretty obvious. Gold is in an uptrend. So our previous high is literally right here. So I'm going to just mark this as well here. It got deleted from yesterday's analysis. Okay, so this is the previous high right here. Okay, or previous higher high and a higher low right here, 29.50. So ever since the price broke above it, it hasn't came back to do a retest, okay, of this support. 3,166 is basically the support. So price comes here. This is going to be a strong area for possible buy. Okay. And the market is still in an uptrend as long as it doesn't break below this low. Okay. So super important. It holds above 29.50. If it breaks below 29.50, then we're going to go further down. Okay. So that's the daily time frame. Now, what did we see here on the daily time frame? The highest gold has gone to so far is 3,500. Okay, it went all the way to like 3,500, and then from there got massively rejected, and then it started heading down. And now we're looking bearish, not on the daily time frame, but on the lower time frames, it is definitely 100% bearish. Okay, so daily time frame, there's a high possibility we're coming back down to 3,166 to do a retest of this support before we continue further up. Okay, so that's basically what I see happening. Okay, so let's now go to the 1 hour time frame. Okay, so on the 1 hour time frame, no sound. Hello, can you guys hear me? Can everybody hear me? So let's now go to the, can everybody hear me? Let me know in the chat box, because I've been speaking this whole time and I just saw a comment, someone saying no sound. Like everything that I said so far, did you guys hear me? Okay, so August, I think you need to check your system and see why you can't hear anything. Okay, so as I was saying, on the daily time frame here, we can see that gold is in a very, it was in a very strong uptrend. We had the previous high right here. Okay, so this is the previous, what is it called? The previous higher high right here, and then the previous higher low right here, which is at 24. Oh, sorry, why do I keep saying 24? 3405. Okay, approximately around there. That was a previous higher low, right? So, like I said, as long as gold remained above 3,405, it was going to keep going up. But if it breaks below that level, if it breaks below 3,405, as well as this, now it's going to be extremely bearish. Okay, we're losing, gold losing 3,405 was already not a good sign, okay, for buyers. And then the last major support it had to be able to keep, to potentially bounce back up was 3,370. So since it lost these two important support, it was not able to now bounce back up anymore. So now what is it going to do? It's going to start heading back down, and it's going to the next major support, which as of right now is sitting around 3,160, around 166, 167. Okay, so that is the previous high on the daily time frame. Okay, so I think this is where gold is going. And yeah, so for now, the best trade for us to be looking for is a sell opportunity, right? We want to be looking for short. So we can see on the daily time, on this 1 hour time frame, gold has been forming lower highs and lower lows, right? This is a bearish formation. So this downtrend that's currently happening on the 1 hour is going to continue as long as gold doesn't break. Okay. So now we're going to follow this downtrend all the way down to the support here of 3,166. Okay. So currently our lower high is right here at 3,341, right? Price broke below this low, 3,292. Now it's coming back. This is most likely going to be a retest. So possible good area to look for entries to short. Well, number one is where the prices are right now. So 3,291. Possible good area for a short. All right. For here, it's better to wait for confirmation that the price is getting rejected. All right. You can look for that confirmation either on the 30 minutes or on the 1 hour. What we want to see is now that the price has returned back to this resistance, we want to see whether it's going to get rejected on the 30 minutes or on the 1 hour time frame. Okay. So if we get a bearish candlestick here, this is gonna most likely continue the sell-off. If the price keeps pushing up, all right, then the next best area to sell will be around this top part, 3,340, 3,326. Okay, so starting from 3,326, 3,340 will be a good area to short. Okay, if the price continues going up from where it is. But for now, it is at a resistance, so this is an area to look for possible sell for now. But I'll wait for confirmation first. There's about 23 minutes left for this 30 minutes candle to close. So depending on how it closes, you know, will determine whether we short or not. So yeah, and then if the price is going to go back up, it needs to break what would have to happen, okay, if gold is going to push back up from where it is, we need to break above. First, we need to break this lower high, 3,341, right? We need to break above that successfully on the 1 hour time frame. And then we also clear this second low here as well. Okay, so this is 3,386. Okay, so if we can clear this here, this is the first resistance, and then this is now the next resistance. If you can clear these two, then this is not going to be a safe, once you can see gold above 3,390, this will be a safe, you know, for sure it's going to start heading higher and higher. Okay, but for now, as long as we're below this 3,390, it is not buying at all. Okay, why don't I put entries in the Telegram? Usually I do sometimes, other times I don't. Okay, because when I send out the signals, you're supposed to just enter right after you, like as soon as you see the signal. So you have to know how to look at the price to know where it is. If you can see that the price is already close to the TP, it's not a good idea to enter the trade anymore. So yeah. So because a lot of my trades are like through entering through market, you know, the current market price. I don't use limit orders and stuff. So like a right away type of thing. Yeah, so basically something like that. But you know what? I think I'm gonna start putting like the areas where you like the zones. I'll just tell you where the entry zones are, so you know, right? Because when I send out the signals, the price may not go like it could return back to the entry area multiple times before it starts heading to the take profit. So I'll let you guys know what those zones are so that you can just know ahead of time. Maybe you're seeing the signal few minutes late and all that. So that could possibly help you guys to know exactly whether, whether you should still enter the trade or not. So yeah, I'm gonna make note of that and start doing that. And one thing I want to say, guys, when you're taking the signal, make sure once the price is at 50 pips, start closing your, start taking profits and all that. Like take half of your profit or something, because 50 pips, because it's a lot of pips. Last year a lot of the signals that I used to send, we didn't used to make that many pips, right? I kind of like switch from sending scalping trades to more long-term trades that gives you more pips, like 50 pips to like 100, you know. But I think I might return back to the scalping strategy, because it's with the scalping strategy, I was able to send a lot more trades in a day. You get like, for the VIPs will get at least 5+ signals a week. For the public Telegram channel, only maximum 3 signals a week. Okay. But I switched it up, started sending more long-term trades, which has been playing out. Others have not been playing out. So yeah, so for the last few months, the long-term trades would make profits of like 50 pips or more, which is a lot. So if you notice that you are up by 50 pips, just make sure you close out. Okay. So yeah, but I'm gonna go back to sending scalping signals. That way the stop loss is less, because I know with the long-term trades, the stop loss has been quite huge, and then when it gets hit, it tends to not really be good. So I'm gonna go back to the scalping strategy, send those signals, and then yeah. So I think that's gonna help us with our accounts and everything. Okay. And if you want to learn the scalping strategy, make sure you join the trading class. Okay. So anyways, as I was saying, gold is in a downtrend on the 1 hour time frame. You want to look for sell. Right now the price, I believe, is heading to 3,166. This is where I believe is heading to next. When it comes down to 3,166, this is going to be a really good area to look for a buy. Okay, just be prepared for that. Remember, once it taps into this, it's going to buy. Okay, there's a pretty good chance it's going to buy, and it will most likely buy back to the previous the current high here. Okay, so let me just mark the internal support on this daily time frame as well. Okay, so in terms of internal support that we have on this daily time frame is right here. Let me mark it here. Okay, so there. So what is going to happen is, if we come back to 3,166, we hold it, this is going to bounce back up. If it doesn't hold it, then it's coming to this internal support. This is sitting at 3,104. This is where it's going to bounce back up. Okay, so one of these two areas, look for buy, either 3,166, 67, or around this one here, 3,104. Okay, so that's gold. Okay, for me, I'll just wait for the buy. Okay, for sell, I would rather sell up here at 3,024 is a better area to sell. Okay, it's a better area to sell. For this 30 minutes confirmation, that would have been also been a good thing to look for. You can see it's already selling off. There's 15 minutes left, which the price is even returning back. It's even returning back to this current low. This is the current low right here. Okay. So, but I'm going to tell you guys what this is another strategy that I have. Okay. So what's going to happen where the price is right now? Okay. Currently this 30-minute candle may most likely close bearish. Okay. If it closes bearish, right, this is going to be a sell, right? This is going to be a sell. You can enter a sell and then just target this next, support here, 3,166. Now, if this candle closes bearish, however, the next candle that follows it, if the next candle that follows it ends up closing bullish, then you should just close that sale. Okay, close the sale, because this is now the market telling you that it wants to go back up. Okay, so just keep that observation. If this candle closes bearish, then it is a sell. You sell, and then just set your stop loss, slightly above this side here, so slightly above 3,306. Okay, however, if the next candle that follows this bearish candle is a bullish candle, then you just close your trade, because the price is going to bounce back up. Okay, so okay, so what else? Let's look at the next pair on our list. Okay, so the next pair on our list is GBP/USD. Let's take a look at GBP/USD and try to see what's happening. Okay, all right, so let me open up the correct chart. Okay, so this is GBP/USD, guys. We analyzed this one yesterday, and I told you guys there was a possibility it was gonna sell if we get a daily candle rejection. Okay, a daily candle closing bearish, we were gonna get, it was gonna start heading down if that happened. So let's see what has happened so far. So this is the GBP/USD. First of all, I'm gonna show you guys what the setup looks like here on the weekly time frame. So this is the weekly time frame. We see that it is a nice uptrend, right? Now, what has happened? We see price has made it all the way back to the current high here on this daily time frame. Okay, for this uptrend. For this uptrend here, the current high was over here at 34.41. It made it there. Now, since the price came here, one of two things is going to happen. Either one, it breaks above it to continue going higher, or it gets rejected. And if it does get rejected, it's heading back down. Now, one sign of rejection that we're looking for is a bearish candle on at least the daily time frame. Okay, so I'm on the daily time frame right now, and what do we see? We can see that the previous daily candle actually closed bearish, right? So we actually got a rejection right here. This is already bearish. It shows that the price failed to break this resistance. Therefore, it is now going to start heading down. Okay, so that's why I gave out the signal to sell GBP/USD in the VIP Telegram channel. If you were in it, I gave that signal to sell because of this analysis right here that I just explained. So where is it going to go to? Well, usually with this pattern, if the price gets rejected, it's supposed to go all the way back down. Okay, supposed to go back all the way down here, and then most likely end up breaking below this as well. So usually that's what happens, and this is my expectation. Okay, and one thing that will, make sure that happens, because we do have a structure here, okay, on the daily time frame. For the price to go down that low, one thing that has to get broken, it is this low right here. Or okay, so this, I'm going to use purple. All right, so we have an uptrend, right, on this daily time frame. So for the price to be able to drop all the way down here, it would need to break below this low. Okay, so this is 1.2714. So what is going to happen for sure is that it is definitely coming back down to around here, and at this area it will most likely bounce back up. Okay, so this 1.2719 could be a possible good area to look for a buy in the short term. When GBP/USD comes to that level, this is going to provide a good opportunity to buy, and then just go target like 1.32 as you take profit. And now if the price now comes back and break below this, this is when it's going to go all the way down to 1.20. Okay, so basically that is what I'm expecting for GBP/USD. I'm expecting the price to sell the way down here, push back up, come back, break this um to go further down. And this is going to take a few days to happen because this is a huge move. Like, look at that. I'm on the 1 hour time frame now, and you can see the gap, right? This is a huge move. So yeah, so just be patient. Okay, if you're going to take this trade, just know that you're going to be holding it for a few days. Okay, so yeah, that's pretty much it. On the 1 hour time frame, it's already getting rejected. What we see is that it basically it started dropping once it got rejected at this resistance. It basically formed double top here, and then it broke below that double top, right? Started heading down, and then came down to this point 32, 33, held this support, and then now it went back. Okay, went back here. There was a resistance right over here which the price tapped into. Okay, this is a, what is it, a fair value gap which it had to, and then now it's reacting, right? It got rejected. So now the next thing that is most likely going to happen is that we're going to break this low. Okay, so this low here, 1.3234, will break that low and start heading down. So yeah, long story short, it is a sell. So make sure you are in a sell for GBP USD. Okay, could we check AUD USD before the end of the live? Yeah, so AUD USD is going to be the next thing on our list. I'm gonna have to take profit. You know what? I'll just show you, put the main take profit, but you guys can, close earlier if you want to. You don't have to always wait for the main TP 127.44. Okay, so yeah. So that's GBP USD. Make sure you apply proper risk management and all that. Okay. Anyways, let's head over to the next pair on the list. My next favorite pair to trade is AUD USD. All right, so let's check out this amazing pair that I love to trade. Let's see what's happening with it. So yeah, so basically AUD USD, this is the daily time frame. Okay, this is the daily time frame, and the price is currently trending up. Okay, on this daily time frame. Now what has happened so far? So far, what we have seen, okay. Oh, by the way, the place, I think I talked about this yesterday, and I said we okay, yeah, so when I analyzed it, I told you guys to enter a buy right here at 63.89. Okay, because what happened is that I see we had this high 63.94, price broke above it, and then came back for retest. It tapped into the internal support, and then it managed to hold it. How do we know that? Because we got this bullish 1 hour candle, which is showing that the price is holding it. Now the next thing that's supposed to happen is that the price is supposed to return back, to this current high, or at least make its way halfway there, right, without breaking below this previous higher low, right? So yeah, so what happened is that after it held that support, it didn't go up right away. It went up a little bit, dropped down to the higher low here, the current higher low, and then it started pushing up. So this would have been a good area to enter, number one. And then down here at 63.67 would have been the second next good area to enter. And then the TP is like this top part or halfway. Okay, so that's what happened. You can see it finally made its way to that, to this high. And then unfortunately it got rejected. Okay, it got rejected. So now what's about to happen is it's going down. Okay, it is going to go down. The next target is 63.33. This is where I'm expecting it to come down to. Okay, 63.33 is basically going to be the next target for AUD USD. So based on this pattern, based on this formation, the best thing you want to do right now is to sell. Okay, you want to sell AUD USD and then target this next low, 63.36, as your first take profit. Okay, another reason why the price is selling, okay, is due to, let me zoom. I think this, let me go to the daily time frame. Okay, so on the daily time frame here, what do we see? Okay, we see that the market is a downtrend. Okay, so what I said in this time frame was the 1 hour. Sorry, because I just realized earlier I said this was the daily, but it's not daily. So this was the 1 hour time frame, not the daily. Okay, so the daily time frame is actually this one here. Okay, so on this daily time frame, it is in a downtrend. All right, and where the price is at right now is the previous lower high, right? And the previous lower high, guys, it is a very, very strong resistance. Anytime the price is back at the previous lower high, just know that this is a strong level for the price to actually sell from. And usually where the price sells from, once it comes to the previous lower high, the level where it usually goes down to is all the way down to this low. Okay, this is usually what happens when the price comes to the previous lower high, gets rejected, it will come all the way down to the bottom of the, the low of that high. So technically this means AUD USD, this is basically the target. It should go all the way down here. Okay, so yeah. And one thing that will, I mean, it has already happened, yeah. So one of the things that was going to give us strong signal that that's going to happen is the break of the previous higher low, which is this one here. Okay, so we need to see the price break below that previous higher low, because this is showing us the weakness in the for the buyers, right? Once price breaks below that, this is now showing weakness. And then also this second low, super important for the price to also break it. So one big thing that's going to happen, we already got the first confirmation. Second one is going to be this low right here. Once the price breaks below this low, this is going to be a straight drop a straight drop all the way down. So yeah, so for AUD USD, the best trades for you to take on right now is sell. Okay, look for a sell. Make sure you apply for proper risk management. Okay, so 63. Oh, okay. Okay, so second TP, we just target all the lows. So we target this first low. We have the next low here, 62.75. So I just put 0.6275. Okay. So yeah, and then the main one is here. Okay. But I will not put that. Okay. Because this is already 62.75 huge. This is already like huge. If you guys want to target all the way down here, do that. But for me, based on, I want to make sure this plays out. Coming all the way here, it's like 70% chance it's going to play out. Okay. Just know, but however, one thing that's going to make sure it happens, we need to break below 60, 63, 34. Okay. So once the price, if you notice on the chart, price has closed the 1 hour candle below 63, 33, then you can go ahead and continue holding the trade all the way down to 61. Okay. If that doesn't happen, don't target that low yet. Okay. And then for the stop loss, just set it above this high, 64.36. Okay. So yeah, that's pretty much it with AUD USD. And if you're wondering, should you sell now? Should you wait? You just sell now, okay? Because the confirmation has already been given. The price is heading down to 63.36, okay? So that one is a fact. It's coming down there, so you can sell now. You wait, you might miss out on the sell, okay? So yeah, that's it. So far we've analyzed gold. We've looked at, speaking of gold, let me go back to it and see what's happening. Okay. Where's my chart again? Okay, so yeah, so basically it is heading down. Let's see, the 30-minute candle close bearish. So we got ourselves confirmation. Now we want to sell gold. Okay. So you want to sell gold and then to keep holding the trade until like 3,000. I know it's a huge move, but this is the next target. 3,166 is where I'm expecting it to get to. Now we want to be extremely like tight with our stop loss. All right. So just set your stop loss slightly above this current resistance right here. Okay. So slightly above it, I'll set it like above. This is huge. Okay. So like, yeah, the best area would be around 3,306, slightly above that. And then you target 3,166. However, keep note of this current 30 minutes candle. If it closes bullish, all right, without breaking this low, if it ends up closing bullish without breaking this low, you should just close the sell. Okay, close the sell because the price is going to go up. Because if this closes bullish, right, you can now enter a buy and then target this part. You'll target 3,332, around there as your TP. Only if this 30-minute candle closes bullish. Okay, so keep an eye on that. It's like 25 minutes left for that to happen. Okay, so anyways, let's so we've analyzed GBP/USD, we've looked at AUD/USD. What is on the list next? Okay, so Bitcoin. Let's analyze Bitcoin because I do analyze it on this live. So let's take a look at Bitcoin because we analyzed this here yesterday. Oops, this is the wrong chart. Okay, yeah, as I predicted, it went all the way to 94,000. Okay, and what did I tell you guys? I told you once it comes to 94, like, so starting from 94,400, 95,000, that was going to be a strong area to sell Bitcoin. All right, so if you follow the analysis from yesterday's live and you took the sell on Bitcoin, you would have been in profit because you can see once it approached 94,400, it went higher a little bit, but then it started crashing, like it started dumping. This is a huge move over what, 2,000. Okay, over 2,000 price movement right there. This is huge for Bitcoin. So, but what it didn't do is it didn't give us an opportunity to enter a buy, because the level that would have been the best to buy would have been around 88,854. Would have been like a good area to buy, but it never came there. It just kept going higher and higher. So yeah, so now what is happening? Let's go to the daily time frame and see. Okay, I'm gonna just delete these arrows. Okay, so deleting these arrows. All right, so this is the daily time frame. Okay, it is pretty obvious that Bitcoin is back at the previous lower high resistance right here. And like I said, this is a strong resistance, right? Price tends to sell off from here strongly. The price is going to resume bullish because it is bearish right now. If it's going to resume bullish, we need a break above this. So if it successfully breaks above this 95,000, it can go higher. Now let's check the 1 hour and see what's going on. Okay, so on the 1 hour time frame, this is it here. This is where Bitcoin is at. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, I will make this white. Okay, there. So this is it here. Okay, we have an uptrend that is playing out on the 1 hour. However, price is back at the previous higher low. All right, so if we get this 1 hour candle to close below this 92,736, this is now a bearish signal. Okay, this is bearish. Now the price is going to start heading down. Okay, so I say look for sell once that happens. Okay, as soon as the price closes a 1 hour candle below this 92,575, it closes that, then you short, you target 90,700 as your first TP, and now for the price to now start going even further down. Okay, for the price to start heading even further down, we need to break below 90,700. Okay, so if it breaks below 90,700, now it is now going to be going all the way, like it's going to go all the way down to like 80,000 and so. So that's basically my prediction on Bitcoin. Right now, it is basically hanging at this low here, 92, and there's a high chance it's going to break it. There's about 18 minutes left. So for Bitcoin right now, I wouldn't do anything. I'll just wait to see how this candle closes. If it breaks below that, then I would enter a sell. If it doesn't, Okay, if it does, then if it instead closes a 1 hour bullish candle at this support, then this is going to signal a buy. Okay, this is going to signal a possible buy back to the upside. So that's basically it for Bitcoin right now. It's just waiting. That's what it is, the best choice right now. Just wait to see how this 1 hour candle closes. If it closes below, then it's a sell. If it doesn't, it just closes above but bearish, then you wait for the next candle to start and see how that one can you see how that one closes. Okay, all right, so we're done with Bitcoin. Lastly, let's take a look at one more pair. Okay, we'll look at Euro USD, guys. So Euro USD is most likely playing out same pattern as Matt Lily. So this live is being recorded. For anyone who's joining late, you can always go back and rewatch it on the YouTube channel. Okay, because I don't want to repeat myself. This is why I love YouTube, because I don't have to keep repeating myself like how I do on TikTok. Okay, so Euro USD, let's open it up and see what happened here. And the live will be available. Oops, this is the wrong chart. Let me open up a chart that doesn't have teachings from my past and current classes. Okay, let me just, Euro USD is something that I rarely trade it because it does pretty much similar thing as GBP USD. So if I'm going to trade GBP USD, then there's no need to trade Euro. Okay, but anyways, let's take a look at it. We'll start off with the weekly. Okay, so on the weekly time frame, this pair here is, let's see what has happened so far. Okay, yeah, so I see here, okay, all right, so I can see that it basically started this uptrend. Okay, this is the weekly time frame. Started this uptrend here once we broke above this high 0.757. Started going, forming higher highs and higher lows. Okay, I want to see if any of the lows got broken. It didn't. Okay, price respected this level, which was super important. And now what's next to notice here is that this previous high right here looks like it just got broken. Okay, so that one just got broken. So now, okay, so now okay, so it broke this previous high, which it was struggling to break. Okay, it has broken above it. Okay, so this low here becomes super important. All right, so this is now a previous low right here. Okay, to keep an eye on. Okay, because the price is going to continue this uptrend that it is in on the weekly time frame. And let's go on the daily. Hold up. Let me go back on the weekly here. Okay, so on the weekly time frame, we have a resistance right here, which the market is reacting. It's currently reacting from. Okay, tapped into this resistance, perfect area for a sell. It's currently reacting at that resistance. and now it looks like it's getting ready to come back down. Okay, so now let's go back to the daily. Okay. Yeah. So okay, gold is making moves. There's about 10 minutes or so left. Let me open up the gold. Okay. Yeah, so there's about 10 minutes or 14 minutes left for this candle to close. Like I said, if it closes bullish, just close the sell and look for a buy instead. Okay, because once this candle closes, if it closes bullish, it's gonna buy. Okay, so Euro USD on the daily time frame here, we have an uptrend that is currently playing out. Okay, our higher lows right here at 1.1267, which the price is coming back to do a retest on. Okay, so this is a possible area to look for a buy, 1.1280. Okay, now if the price breaks below this level, then it's going to drop. Okay, the next best area where you would look for a buy is around here. Okay, so around this internal, wow, yeah, so around this internal support right here. Okay, so this is where I'll look for a buy if the price breaks below this current support here, 1.1280. If we break below it, look for a buy down here. Okay, so let's go back on the let's go on the 1 hour and see. Okay, so I'm here on the 1 hour. Okay, and we can see the price is slowly making its way down. Okay, I think it should come all the way down, here at 1.12. Okay, 1.1270, 1.1266, and then look for a possible buy at that area. Okay, yeah, so that's pretty much it. Where it's heading down to right now is down here at 1.12. Okay, so 1.12. So this technically means you can sell. Okay, for those who want to sell, you could enter sell on Euro USD now and then target 1.1275, 1.1260, 68 as your TP, and then just set your stop loss slightly above, slightly above this current resistance. Okay, just slightly above that. So yeah. So what I'm expecting is basically this. Okay, so from basically where the price is at right now, it may continue, okay, it may push up here before continuing going down. Okay, so look for a sell. Look for a sell in Euro USD for now. Okay. And then buy, look for buy around 1.1260, 68, 1.1270 when the price comes there. Okay, so could you please explain how to note support on 1 hour. How to note support. Thank you guys for the likes. I really appreciate it. I can see we have 18 likes, which is awesome. Could you explain how to note support? Okay, so Hanny, so I'm gonna try to explain it here. Let me just bring up a random chart. Okay. I'll explain to you the basic. So number one, okay, this is gonna be a quick trading, let's just call it a trading class, okay, just quick for a few minutes, okay. Number one, what does support even mean? Okay, what does it mean? Trying to find a chart that, okay, let's use this one. Okay, I just want to have something where I can just draw. Okay, so number one, what does support mean? Okay, so support, basic definition of it is a level where a level that assists the price to stop dropping. You know, like if the price is dropping down, once it gets to that level, it's going to stop dropping. Instead, it will start pushing back up. Okay, so that's basically what support means. Resistance is the opposite of support. Resistance is basically an area that prevents the price from pushing up, right? So the price comes to that level, aka resistance, it will basically stop pushing further up. Instead, it will start heading back down. Okay. Now there's many types of support and resistance. All right. There's many ways. Now one way the price tends to create support is when we have a bearish candle, like the big, like, let me just say this, the first formation of a support is when we have a bearish candlestick followed by a bullish candlestick. Okay, so when a price creates a bearish candle and then the next candle that forms it is now bullish, meaning a green candle, right? Green or blue, whatever you want to call it. Then this is the first way the price creates support. Resistance, the first way that it creates it is when we have a green candlestick or a bullish candlestick followed by a bearish candlestick and it is below it. Now this becomes resistance, right? Once the price is below that level, that turns into resistance. Okay, now for support, once the price has created a bearish candle followed by a bullish and it is now above that, right? This turns into support. So the next time price comes here, it should bounce back up. Okay, and then the resistance, once the price is below those two candles, the next time price comes there, it's going to get rejected. Okay, so this is the first way that price forms, you know, for support, and then this is how it forms resistance. Okay, now when it comes to looking at it, you know, you don't want to just focus on just single, you know, candlesticks and all that. You want to also combine it with a lot of other things. All right, so one good thing to do is to, number one, figure out what the trend is, right? So this is basically it. I'm going to try to explain it. All right, so when we are in an uptrend, right, the price is forming higher highs and higher lows, correct? So basically, each time the price forms a new high, right? And then it gets rejected, right? This high here is basically now a resistance. So basically that level that the price got rejected, right? Once it broke the previous high, went to form a new high, and then it stopped going up, instead started dropping, right? So that level there is now also known as resistance. You understand? So now with this type of resistance, right? When the price returns here, you want to wait to see whether it's going to get rejected, because it is a resistance, but does it mean the price is going to get rejected or not? All right, so the previous or the current high is a resistance. When the price returns there, before you want to sell, you want to wait to see whether it's going to get rejected or not. All right, and one thing to look for is the formation of a bearish candle. So when the price returns back to the current high, all right, and it forms a bearish candlestick, 1 hour time frame is what I go by. All right, you look for it, by the way, when you're looking for trends and all that, focus on using 1 hour and above. Don't go below 1 hour. All right, and then yeah, so you see a 1 hour candle rejection at that. Usually this is a sign it's going to head down. Okay, so you can look for a sell. So this is one form of resistance. Okay, the other form is what I explained right here. This is the foundation or whatever. Okay, now what is another form of resistance? Okay, another form of resistance is okay, so another form of resistance, it's in a downtrend. Okay, so in a downtrend, price is basically forming lower highs and lower lows, correct? So now when the price is in this downtrend, the previous lower high can also be known as a resistance level. Okay, so this level here is also a resistance. Okay, and then the previous lower low is also another form of resistance, right? So this is a possible area for a sell, and then this is a possible area for a sell. Okay, so far I've shown you 3 different types of resistance. Okay, I showed you a resistance that can be seen when the price is in an uptrend, right? With this one, price has to get rejected. In a downtrend, you know, it's already there. Like the previous lower high is already a resistance. When the price comes back to a previous lower high, you don't need to wait for any rejection or whatever, because the resistance is already there. It has already been created, right? While on the uptrend, the resistance is there, but you need to wait for confirmation that to see whether the price is going to actually um, respect it or not. Okay, and then of course there's also other types, which I think I'm gonna just keep it there for now. Okay, but yeah, basically that is it. You can go to the chart and look at how the price has been playing out. Okay, when with what I just explained here, you know, you can see whether, I mean, there's literally no confirmation. I'm gonna try to see if I can find like an example, because gold here is probably a bad pair to look for here. Let's see. Okay, so here's an example. Okay, can you look at gold? Let's see. So yeah, so 30-minute candles. Oh, it's closing bullish. Okay, so the candle price close. Yeah, the candle ended up closing bullish. So this is not good. Right, it's not good. So if you took the sell, you should probably just close that sell, guys. Okay. If you took that sell on gold, just close the sell. Okay. So for gold now, I'm expecting it to buy. Okay. I'm expecting the price to buy. And if you're going to enter this gold buy, set your stop loss below 3,256. Okay. So below 3,256. So yeah. Okay. So let's see how this plays out. Yeah. So I'm going to switch to the lower time frames. We can see it's already starting to buy. Okay. Because that 30-minute price closing, that 30-minute candle bullish is it's not very good for the sellers. Okay. So yeah, so now it's a buy and then targeting 3,325 number one, and then 3,333 number two. Okay, stop loss below 3,356. Okay, I've gained so much on your life. Wow, that's awesome. I'm glad to hear that. Okay, so here's an example of what I was explaining. Okay, so we have this resistance, aka high which gold broke above, right? And then it formed a new high, right here. This is price forming a new high, and then it came back down to do a retest of this previous high that it just came to like to break, this here, this previous high. Once it breaks above that, that is a support, turns into support. So now price came back to do a retest of that, and it returned back to the current high. Okay, now when it came back to the current high, the next candle that followed was a bearish candle. This is a rejection. Okay, so now that the price has gotten rejected, it's going to be a sell. Now you have your confirmation to go ahead and sell, and then you can now target this low as your take profit, because that's where gold is. That's where the price is going to go to. Okay, and then when you're taking your sell, you just set your stop loss slightly, slightly above the candlestick, whichever one is the largest. Okay, just slightly above the resistance. So for example, this bearish candle is the one that gave us that rejection, and you can see the wick where the price stopped was all the way up here. So I'll set my stop loss slightly above that. Okay, so that's one example. Yeah, gold is a pair that rarely gets rejected. Anytime it's returning back to a current high, whatever, it tends to always break it. So yeah. So yeah, now in terms of what I explained earlier about how the previous, when the price is in a downtrend, right? The previous low or the previous lower low is a resistance, and the previous lower high is also a resistance level. You can look for sell around these two areas. Okay, so actually on gold we have a perfect example of that. So this is exactly what's been playing out over the last few hours. You can see it's been forming the same pattern what I drew, and each time you see it breaks this low, and then this is the previous lower high, for example, right? So price then comes back, and then yeah, with this one it didn't sell at the previous low here. Okay, it sold at the internal resistance instead. Okay, which is another form of resistance. I explain it a lot on the live. If you don't know what I'm talking about, just keep joining the live and then you'll learn more about it. Okay, but for today I'm not going to explain it. But yeah, the price didn't sell off at this low. Instead it went to the internal resistance, and then it sold off, started going down. Now with this one though, this previous low, price actually ended up selling. Okay, so we have this low here, and then this lower high. Oops, let me remove this. Okay, I'm gonna send the signal. Okay, so what was I saying? Yeah, so with this one here, we can see that, was it this one? Yeah, this one, same thing. It came to the internal resistance and then it sold off instead. Majority of the time, the price tends to sell from the internal resistance. Okay, so when you're trying to look for sell when the price is in a downtrend, I always advise do not look to sell at the previous lower low, because a lot of the times what the price does is break it tends to break through that, goes to the internal resistance, and then it sell off. Okay, it will do that. If it doesn't sell off at the internal resistance, then it's going to sell off near the lower high. Okay, the lower high will be the level where it's going to sell off. So these are the two best areas to actually sell when the price is in a downtrend. Okay, and then the same thing can be said when it's in an uptrend. Usually the best areas to be buying is the internal support or near the previous higher low. Okay, if you buy around those areas, this is usually higher chance of success. You understand? So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. I think I'm gonna end the live here for today. I hope you guys learned a thing or two. Make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel if you're not yet subscribed. Make sure to join the Telegram channel as well if you're not yet in it. This is where you can get more information. I know over the last few weeks I haven't been sharing much yet on the Telegram channel in terms of like tips, tips that can help you guys to learn trading and all that. I'm gonna go back to doing that, okay? But make sure you are in the Telegram channel. This is where you can stay connected with me and all that. The link to the Telegram group is listed below the description of this live. So make sure you join it quickly. And I'll see you guys tomorrow, okay? I may or may not come live tonight. We'll see. Okay, I may come and I may not, but we'll see. Okay, if I don't come, then you just see me tomorrow at around this time, 10:30 a.m. Eastern time. So thank you guys for joining, and I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Remember to continue to trade safely, manage your risk well, and if you lose in a trade, don't let that discourage you from trading. You know, my best advice is that try to learn from your mistake. All right, every losing trade is an opportunity for you to learn what you don't know. Okay, it's an opportunity for you to refine your strategy so that you can become better. Okay, so anytime you lose a trade, instead of being discouraged and feeling like giving up, go back and go analyze the chart again to see where did you go wrong. All right, to refine your strategy and then come back stronger. Okay, what you don't want to do is to revenge trade. If you lose a trade, don't feel like, I mean, you're going to feel it. This is like human nature because it's not fun to lose money, right? But if you feel the urge to revenge trading, to revenge trade, then just stay out of the market. Like, just stop looking at the chart, just delete the app on your phone or on your computer, delete it all, and just stay away, because when you revenge trade, you're going to just lose, you're going to just accumulate more and more losses. Okay, so yeah, so that's the advice I have for you guys. All right, don't revenge trade, and make sure you keep a journal of your trade. Always review, review, review. Spend 20 minutes, 30 minutes a day just studying the chart. This is one of the best ways for you to actually understand how the price moves. It is by you spending time with it. You need to spend time actually studying how the price has moved. Like, TradingView is a free application. You have access to it. You can literally just go and start looking up how the price has moved in the past so you can understand how it is going to move in the future. Okay, because the way the price is moving right now, it is repeating past patterns. This is what the market is doing. There's nothing new in the market. Whatever it's doing right now, it has done it in the past, and you have the ability to go and study that, right? You have the ability, as long as you can see, you can see and understand patterns and all that, you should be able to start seeing certain things that cause the market to move up and down. Okay, so that's my advice for you guys. Set aside at least 20 to 30 minutes a day to go and just study the chart. I advise looking at the 1 hour time frame, daily time frame. Study these two time frames, and you're going to start learning a lot. Okay, so guys, have an amazing day, successful, blessed, and profitable day. See you guys very soon. Take care and bye for now.